Set up QuickBooks Pro 2021 work folder. Let's get into it with Intuit's QuickBooks Pro Desktop 2021. If you've been following along with the course, you might already have a folder set up, but if you're starting a new company from scratch, you want to think about where you're going to be saving your information, and we're going to set up a folder in order to do this. This will go into the Section 6 videos within the course. So we have set up then the installation software, which we really don't need anymore, right? So that's been installed. We're left with then the 2021 QuickBooks software, and then we want to think about starting a new company file. When we start the new company file, that new company file will be housed somewhere. It will be something different than this icon, and then we're going to have backup files, and we're going to want to place the backup files in some place as well. I'm going to set up a folder here and then just start to house our information as we go through the practice problem in this folder. So I'm going to right click on this item in this area. I'm going to set up a new folder, and the company file, what company we're going to start is going to be called Get Great Guitars. I'm going to abbreviate it as just GGG, Get Great Guitars, and I'm just going to call it QuickBooks Files. So let's do that. Hold on just a second. Rename GGG QuickBooks. Let's say QuickBooks Data. So we're going to put our data file in here, and then I'm going to double click on this, and let's open up this folder. So here we have this folder, and I'll put in some more information. Now you may not want, of course, the backup files on obviously the same place that you have your hard drive file, but I'm going to do that here because I want to be able to house the backup files so we can show them as a separate thing, a separate item, and be able to save those backup files. Typically, you will want the backup files on a different machine or on the cloud, but just realize that the backup files are going to be something different. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to say, let's make a new folder, and I'm going to call this backup files. And we can back up the QuickBooks every time we use it, or every day, or once a week, or something like that. I would do it every time you use QuickBooks to back up the QuickBooks system, and QuickBooks will then give you a backup by date every time you use it, and then we can kind of delete the old backup files so that we always have that backup somewhere. So I'm going to store them here. Once again, you don't want them on the same drive as your actual software, because you want to be on another drive in case there's a problem. But for demonstration purposes, so we realize where the backups are, I'm going to save them here. And many companies don't realize where their backups are. They just back up, and they're like mysteriously somewhere, you know. So it's when you need the backup and you can't find them, it's kind of frustrating. So you want to know where they are. Okay, and then I'm going to have the QuickBooks data file, which are going to be different, right? So I'm going to set up another folder for QuickBooks data file. Now the data file is going to be kind of like the Word document. So we saw the QuickBooks icon that will open QuickBooks, and that's typically how you will go into QuickBooks, by opening just the QuickBooks software, and then it will go directly into the data file because you're only going to be using one data file, and so QuickBooks only has one path it has to remember. But you want to, once again, know where the data file is. When you set up a company file, it's quite possible that QuickBooks will just put the data file somewhere in a place that you're not really familiar with, which is kind of, you know, you want to know where the data file is. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up that data file when we create it and put it here, so I know exactly where it is. You can keep it where QuickBooks puts it in their default settings, but I would then go back here and then and know exactly where the data files are. So now we can see three things that are going to happen here. We got the QuickBooks itself. We've got the data file that's kind of like the Word document file. Then we have the backup files. We want to know where all those are. Now then we're going to have our information that we're going to be creating as we go through the practice problem. This would be similar to the data that you would be compiling, say, for yourself for financial purposes at the end of the year, like financial statements, balance sheet, income statement, or profit and loss statements for taxes and whatnot, or that you might be providing for a client at the end of the time period. So you would probably want to be housing those basically by client. You know, if you're a firm that was doing this, you would say you'd want it by client, and then by date, most likely. Here we're going to say we're going to do this by section, by chapter. So we want to be able to house our information. So everything in basically section 6, I'm going to put into this item here. So I'm going to be, and again, you might have this set up if you've been working prior portions of the course, but I'm going to set this up here. We're going to say new folder, and I'm going to call this basically section 6, and this is going to be our new, our set up a new company, set up new company file. That's basically what we're doing in section 6. So any kind of reports that we're going to be saving, we're going to house here. And again, obviously the data files, any data files that you're going to have that you're going to be giving to clients, you want to be practicing, saving those files and giving those as you need to. So as we go through setting this stuff up, we will be printing some of the reports and saving them into this item, and we'll be thinking about how best to save them when we do so. So that's what we have for our data file so far. Closing this out, we're going to be opening up our icon here. We're going to set up a new company file that we're going to house into this item here, and then we'll start working the practice problem from that point.